For one day in Old School RuneScape's history, you could get the best weapon in the game for free. This weapon was worth nearly 1.2 billion gold, and you were able to pick one up every 60 seconds. How did this happen, and who was responsible? This is the story of the Twisted Bow glitch. Now, most of you watching this video probably know what a Twisted Bow is, but for those that don't, it's the most powerful ranged weapon in the game. The only way to get one is by completing the Chambers of Xeric raid and getting really lucky. Let's say you complete this raid by yourself and earn 30,000 points, a pretty reasonable number. You have a 0.1% chance to receive this item as a drop. At let's say 40 minutes a raid, this drop would take you nearly 700 hours to obtain. Now you probably see why this thing was and still is so expensive. There are a ton of players who would do legitimately anything to get one of these. One of these players was Billy, and his dreams were about to come true. But first, let's make your dreams of owning cool RuneScape stuff come true. Today's video is sponsored by Creator Crafted. They've teamed up with two-time Golden Gnome winner Witchcrafty to release new plushie designs. Zabak, Rocky, and a red Chinchampa. They're all adorable, but my favorite has to be Rocky. I just wish I could get him in game too. If you can't pick a favorite, you're in luck. If you bundle 3 or more plushies in your order, you'll actually get 15% off each one. Bundles are actually pretty new to Creator Crafted. You can pick one like the Overachievers bundle, or just build your own. Maybe even pick up some of their newly released stickers while you're at it. The first 50 people who use code NELLOSTICKER at checkout can actually get this sticker pack on screen for free. Bring home one of Creator Crafted's newest plushies today using the link in my description and use code NELLO96 for an additional 10% off all orders. Billy woke up on February 19th, 2019 and decided to take a trip to the farming guild. As he was running over from the fairy ring teleport, he noticed an item with purple text on the ground. It was an item he had been saving up for months for, the Twisted Bow. Billy goes to pick it up and starts freaking out. He takes a screenshot, posts it in his Discord, and does a lap around his room. But when he sits back down at his desk, he notices something odd. Another Twisted Bow has appeared on the ground beneath him. He picks it up, waits a while, and 60 seconds later, another one appears. Billy's excitement turns to horror as he realizes that he probably wasn't going to get to keep his newly acquired bows. Someone at Jagex must have made a huge mistake and somehow put an unlimited Twisted Bow spawn right here. Billy wasn't the only person to discover this either. In the next few minutes, across nearly every game world, dozens of players would begin camping out by the spawn location hoping to grab a free bow. Even Iron Men were there. Iron Men can't use the Grand Exchange, trade with other players, or pick up items that other players drop. However, they can pick up item spawns, and many of them would pick up a bow. 32 minutes after the update went live that caused this glitch, Jagex tweeted out that they had hotfixed it. The bow spawn was still on the ground. However, if you tried to pick it up, it would instantly disappear from your inventory. They warned that if anyone had picked one up and attempted to sell it on the Grand Exchange, action may be taken against their accounts, meaning they'd probably be banned. 21 minutes after the first hotfix, Jagex did another hotfix. They added 4 tree stumps around the item spawn so that players would be unable to reach the item, just in case someone figured out how to pick it up and keep it. So now players for sure couldn't obtain the item anymore. But the question was, what should Jagex do about those who already had one? Well, the first and most obvious option is why not roll back the game? A rollback would basically erase the last hour or so of progress on everyone's accounts. So it would be like going back in time to before the glitch happened. This would solve the problem, but also be a big inconvenience for anyone who didn't abuse the glitch. So Modash tweeted that they were hoping to avoid it. Instead, they would be attempting to manually track down and remove every spawned in bow from the game. To which everyone said, "Are you sure that's a good idea?" Roughly 2 hours after the update that caused this glitch, Jagex decided to take the game offline while they decided what to do. This would stop these spawned in bows from circulating through the community any further. After some discussion amongst the team, they decided that they did indeed need to roll the game back, and temporarily ban some players who sold the glitch bows on the Grand Exchange. More specifically, those who sold bows, bought bonds with the money, and redeemed those bonds for membership. clip. When players logged in, after the game was brought back online, instead of a twisted bow being on this tile of grass now, there was a new object called the Twisted Bush, an obvious reference to the glitch that just happened. It even has a search option, but of course, when attempting to search it, you get the message, you don't find anything. But I still try every time I pass it, of course. Knowing this game's Italian restaurant of a codebase, maybe I'll get lucky one day, but probably not. I mean, there's no way this glitch could have happened twice, right? Right? We'll cover that part later. But for now, the glitch was finally over, and everything was back to normal. But this story is not. In fact, we're not even to my favorite part. The first question many players were asking was, what caused this glitch? And which Jagex employee was responsible for it? Some players assumed that the glitch wasn't an accident, and was actually some malicious JMod trying to make themselves or their friends a ton of money, which, well, doesn't really make much sense. If that were the case, wouldn't they hide the bow in some secret cave? Not put it, right next to the most popular guild in the game. Although, to be fair, Mod Jed had been dismissed from Jagex for stealing players' items, among other things, less than a year prior, so I can't really blame them for jumping to that conclusion. But let's talk about what actually happened. We learned through Mod Ash's Twitter that during the update that caused this glitch, an artist was placing down this, a flower right outside of the Hespori boss's lair. Now, Hespori is unique because it's the only boss in the game that you grow. You plant a Hespori seed in its lair and wait between 22 and 32 hours. You can then come back and fight Hespori. The problem was, you had no way of knowing when Hespori was ready to fight. You'd have to come pop your head in the cave and just hope Hespori was ready. This flower was added to indicate when Hespori was ready to fight. It would open to show that Hespori was fully grown, or that you forgot to loot Hespori last time you fought it. When this was being added, the artist that added it somehow accidentally added a twisted bow spawn, and the quality assurance team didn't notice before the update went live, which sounds kind of crazy. It almost makes the rogue JMod conspiracy believable. So how does something like this even happen? Well, Mod Matt K was able to give some extra clarification. Matt said that the artist that caused the glitch was training a new artist. This senior artist told the new artist, here's something you should never ever do, and began making twisted bow spawns all over the farming guild. He then removed every bow from the ground, or so he thought. He missed one, and that was what caused the glitch. Matt says that this was also the first and only time he ever heard Mod Ash swear. After the glitch was discovered, he shouted across the office, "Oh my god, who put a T-bow spawn in game?" The man had been working on the game since 2004, and after everything, even the Falador massacre, this is what finally broke him. But who was the senior artist? Well, some guessed that it was Mod West, because of this clip from a Jagex livestream a few weeks before the farming guild released.
Be a bit of a memer and just, there you go guys, twisted bows as far as the eye can see. Again, that's not something you do because that is a bad idea.
Pretty compelling, right? Well, despite the previous clip, there was a common consensus in the community for a long time that the glitch was actually caused by Mod G, mainly due to this clip from the Bank Stand-In podcast.
At Jagex, they let me touch the world builder, which is like the map editor thing, map editor. They let me touch that one time and something bad happened. And then they never let me touch it again.
What did you do? What did you do?
Okay, I'll say what it is and then Tro bleeps it.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you guys can keep your reaction.
Okay, what?
Okay.
No way! Are you kidding me? Wait, are you actually kidding me?
And they never let me touch it again.
The only glitch I can think of when it comes to the map editor is the twisted bow spawn glitch. However, Matt has clarified in the past, specifically saying that the artist that caused this glitch wasn't G. Maybe it was West, maybe it was G, or maybe it was someone else entirely. Although we may never know who caused the glitch, it greatly affected someone in the previous clip, 9rain. This is actually my favorite part of the story. Back in 2019, 9rain had a hardcore Iron Man account called One Kick Rick. It was supposed to be a parody of all the region-locked Iron Man series that were popping up at the time, but it really took on a life of its own. 9rain was attempting to gain agility XP by failing this stepping stone in the Lumbridge Swamp Caves. Doing so gives you 1 XP every time. Keep in mind that this was before the Draenor agility course was lowered to only need level 1 agility to train at. However, once he entered the caves, he was poisoned by a cave crawler, and One Kick Rick kicked the bucket. So he lost his hardcore Iron Man status. Except, at the same time, people were picking up Twisted Bows over by the Farming Guild. So Jagex rolled back the game, and Rick got his status back in the luckiest way possible. However, due to how the high scores work, his stats were now only being tracked on the regular Iron Man high scores. Pretty cool, but also weird, huh? Now, this wouldn't be the last time Jagex encountered an issue east of the Farming Guild. But first, a quick reminder. Don't forget to check out Creator Crafted in the description below, and use my code NELLO96 at checkout for an additional 10% off all orders. There's something on there for everyone, and you're not going to want to miss out on these adorable plushies. Exactly 1 year after the glitch occurred, Jagex tweeted out that there was an issue on World 302 east of the Farming Guild, and that all players should avoid the area. But of course, nobody listened. When players arrived, they saw multiple Twisted Bows on the ground. How could someone at Jagex not only cause this glitch twice, but do it worse than last time? Well, after trying to pick them up, players realized that it was just a few J-mods that had transformed themselves into Twisted Bows. Thankfully, after the glitch, Jagex developed a new tool that shows the value of every item spawn in-game to prevent something like this from ever happening again. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and check out the one on the right, all about RuneScape's first ever glitch, and why Jagex couldn't figure out how to patch it.